In this lesson moving forward, our next step is to start the Redis master service, right? So in the previous lesson we created the Redis master deployment, correct? And then we saw also when we ran the kubectl get pods command that our Redis master is running, and we verified this from the Kubernetes dashboard as well. Okay, so in this lesson moving forward, we need to start the Redis service. Now, what is a service? Now, we talked about this in previous lessons. A service is, think of this as an abstraction, right, which defines a logical set of pods. That's really what a service is all about. But Kubernetes pods are mortal, right? So they're born and they die and they are not resurrected. So what happens is the replication controllers in particular create and destroy pods dynamically. So for example, when you scale up and down and when you're doing rolling updates, that's what they die and they're born again. So that's what replication controllers do all the time. Now, while each pod gets its own IP address, and we know that, even those IP addresses cannot be relied upon over time, this leads to a problem. So if some of these sets of pods, let's call them, let's say backends, provides functionality to other pods, right? Because they're all interconnected and they share the same space. And inside Kubernetes cluster, that's what everything is happening. So how do those front end find out and keep track of which backends are in that set? Okay, so that's exactly where services come in. So that's why when we create the Redis master deployment, we need to create a service. So that Kubernetes service, which is again an abstraction, which defines a logical set of pods and a policy by which to access them. And this is sometimes also called a microservice, by the way. Okay, so keep this in mind when you work with services and when you hear the term services. So this kind of helps now. All right, so let's jump right in. Let's go ahead and first create our service for the Redis master. Now, which file are we going to execute? Obviously, in this directory we have the file called Redis master service, right? So if I can find it, Redis master right here, service.yaml. Okay, so we are already done with this. We're done with the Redis master deployment.yaml file because we did that here. And next we are going to use this file, right? In this lesson we're going to use the Redis master service.yaml. So it's a pretty straightforward process. Just like the previous command, I'm going to run kubectl create with the flag F and then do Redis master dash service. Make sure I spell it exactly the same, otherwise it's not going to work. Hit the enter key, and this is going to go ahead and create the service called Redis master service is created. Okay, so straightforward process. So in this brief lesson I just wanted to demonstrate moving forward with the next step as to how to go about creating the Redis master service.yaml. Okay, so hope this helps. Practice, and let's move to the next lesson.